Stay tuned! Welcome to an hour of. This is your host Amal bin Hamouda. As usual, on Saturday you can hear us on Radio Amal 102.3 FM. This show is, as usual, sponsored by the US Embassy.
A special song, Beautiful Girls by Sean Kingston to our girl, Emna. Happy birthday, dear.
Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to an hour off. This is Facts with Siham. And we're going to continue with psychological facts.
Cheers to your life.
Do you know that having a backup plan can doom plan A to failure according to science? You've never thought about it, right? Me neither. I have never thought about it before reading these articles, and somehow I can really relate. And sometimes we have a goal or a task to complete and make a practical plan, taking all the details into account. We also create a backup plan just in case. Having a plan B means that we're cautious and smart. Even cognitive psychologists at New York University and University of Chicago have confirmed that having a backup can alleviate some of the psychological discomfort associated with uncertainty and help us feel better about the future. By and large, having a backup plan comes with a cost. A backup plan can make you less excited about your main plan. Some researchers have recently found that having a fallback or even thinking through one might actually make you less motivated to achieve your primary goal and thus end up lowering your performance. Sometimes we go on a date and may think to ourselves, maybe the date will not go as planned, and we should have a plan B in case we don't like the person we're going on a date with. So we just have an agreement with our friend to give us an emergency call at that particular hour so that we don't really hurt the person's feeling. So the plan B can protect someone's feeling. But knowing that you've got an immediate out might make you less likely to give someone a fair chance on a first date. Setting up an escape route early on also makes you focus on the likelihood that you'll find your date less than adequate before you even meet them. If you like someone well enough to plan a date, why sabotage the potential relationship? Assuming the worst could happen can increase the likelihood that it will actually will.
Cheers to your life.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate you all, and we appreciate the time we spent together with you. Until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay curious.
إذاعة أمل.
Biden, Obama, and Trump all plan weekend rallies in Pennsylvania as midterm election campaigns enter final stretch. Egypt is facing a barrage of criticism over what rights groups say is crackdown on protests and activists as it prepares to host COP27 climate summit starting on Sunday. Pakistan's ex-Prime Minister Imran Khan has survived shooting at a political rally on Thursday that his party called an assassination attempt, which killed one person and injured several others and prompted protests among Khan's supporters. Twitter's new owner Elon Musk says he had no choice but to slash the company's workforce as the firm is losing more than $4 million a day. Half of the company's staff are being let go a week after Mr. Musk bought Twitter in $44 billion deal.
Greetings everybody! Thank you for tuning in with us every Saturday in an hour off, and in today's hot topic I will be talking about the Finnish Prime Minister, Sanna Marin, and who's been cleared of misconduct over bodying footage, and I bet we all know which footage I am talking about. Well, an official inquiry has cleared Sanna Marin of misconduct after a leaked video showing the 36-year-old Finnish Prime Minister dancing and drinking with friends and celebrities, and that has made headlines around the world. Multiple complaints allege that excessive alcohol consumption at the party in August would have made Marin the world's youngest head of government when she was elected back in 2019, unable to carry out her official duties. However, Finland's Councillor of Justice, an independent office responsible for overseeing the legality of ministers' actions, to which any citizen can submit a complaint, concluded she had not neglected her responsibilities. There was no reason to suspect the Prime Minister of unlawful conduct in the performance of her duties or of any neglect of her official responsibilities, Boyce, the Councillor of Justice, wrote in his ruling. Complaints to the councillor also claimed that her behaviour was inappropriate for a Prime Minister and that she had undermined Finland's reputation and security. Boyce said the complaints had not detailed which official duty the Prime Minister allegedly failed to fulfill, or which tasks she might have been unable to accomplish if called on to do so, and that he could only assess concrete situations. At the time, Marine told reporters she was upset that the clips, which she knew were being filmed but had believed would remain private, had been leaked. I spent the evening with my friends, partied even in a rowdy way, danced and sung, she said. Amid unsubstantiated reports that drugs may have been consumed, she denied ever having taken any herself and took a test which proved negative. I am a human. I too sometimes long for joy, light and fun amidst these dark clouds, she later said. The councillor also addressed complaints about a separate photograph taken at a party at the Prime Minister's residence showing the model and influencer Sabina Särkä and another woman, not Marine, though, kissing and lifting up their tops. Boyce said his responsibilities were confined to judging the legality of ministers' actions, and it was not his job to assess the moral and social dimensions of Prime Minister's leisure activities or the trust and confidence they enjoy. Such questions are a matter of parliament, he said, adding that political accountability is also weighed periodically in democratic elections. The Prime Minister's official residence may be used for private events, he said. Marine's critics and political opponents claimed her behavior had been inappropriate, imprudent, and irresponsible, saying her choice of friends showed a lack of judgment, and leaked photos and videos could expose her to criticism and even blackmail. Her many supporters, though, including women who posted videos of themselves dancing, defended her right to party. The Prime Minister herself said she hoped that in 2022 it is accepted that even decision makers get to dance, sing, and go to parties. She said it would be up to voters in elections to assess whether her behavior was suitable from their point of view and what they think about it. Honestly, I've seen the video and she seemed to have a lot of fun, and in my humble point of view, everybody deserves to have fun. Everybody should have fun from time to time, enjoy their time off with friends and families, and just because she's a decision maker, that shouldn't give anybody the right to judge her, because we've seen a lot of other, politicians all over the world, and by saying politicians, I'm referring to men or male politicians who've been, filmed drinking and, let's say, partying, and, nobody really judged them, and we never heard of anybody, suspecting them of consuming drugs or, kind of asking them or pressuring them into doing a drug test and submitting this amount of complaints. And I believe that just because she's a woman, that gave them the right to kind of, judge her friends or choice of friends, or, gave them the right to, say whether she's responsible or irresponsible, and that she kind of undermined the reputation of Finland. Just like she said, we are still hoping that in 2022, even decision makers can have the right to, enjoy their time without really being judged. Because, everybody knows that Finland is quite a happy country, and the lady succeeded in, kind of taking care of her country during the dark and hard times of the pandemic, and she's still doing an amazing job So I really hope that we, or let's say that people would stop, judging people based on their personal lives.
Hello everyone, this is Beher from Amel FM. I hope that you're having a great week. So today I want to talk about something happened in my neighborhood the last week. So it was around 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. and I was about to go to sleep and I heard some noises outside. It was really loud. It was like kind of shooting. I didn't know if it was like fireworks and the wedding. I didn't understand what it was in the beginning, but then I found out that it was the city workers killing the street dogs. So a group of the city workers with some group of hunters as well, they're trying to kill and to shoot the street dogs. And it was really bad. Like the way, when you hear these dogs crying and screaming and barking, you can feel their pain. Like you hear the shooting and after that a dog like screaming and crying. Like I felt it deep inside of me. It's really hurtful. Actually, the government announced the campaign on July 21st to kill street dogs. The started aim was to assure the safety of citizens and tourists. So the city hired local hunters to help with this shooting. So I don't really understand here how they're gonna make sure that citizens are safe with killing these dogs. To be honest, I never seen it before, a dog trying to bite someone. Alright, like if you leave these dogs alone, you do not hurt them, you don't throw rocks on them, they're not gonna do anything to you. These dogs, they're just looking for food. They just need some water to drink and safe place to sleep in, and that's it. Okay? But I seen it outside. I see how kids trying to run behind these dogs. They're trying to throw rocks on these dogs. They're like trying to hit them with a stick or anything. Okay? But we need to teach our kids. We need to teach our community. We need to teach our friends that these dogs, they have right to live around us. Okay? So in some cases, these hunters sometimes they kill the dogs and they leave them in the street. Sometimes the animal is still alive, seriously injured, and laying down in a pool of blood. Yeah, I saw that before. I've been walking outside in the early morning and see some blood on the ground, and then I see dogs. They do not collect them. Sometimes maybe the dog run away after getting shot, and then they just die on the street in different place. It's really hurtful to see that. But actually we can find better solutions for these dogs, not just killing them and decide that they can't live with us. Who are you to decide what animal gonna live around us and what animal that they're not supposed to live around us? As I said before, they're not doing anything, they're not looking for anything, they just need food and they need to eat, and that's it. So there are more better solutions than just killing dogs, which are, for example, I said before, trying to give them food. This dog will feel safe around you. They're not gonna do anything bad. They're not gonna try to scare anyone. Okay, and also sterilize these dogs. For example, let's take an example here, which is Turkey. I've never been in Turkey before, but I saw some videos. You can see dogs everywhere in the street. For example, in Istanbul, and you can see a tag on the dog ear. All right, which means that this dog is sterilized and they're fine. They're not gonna have babies in the future. Okay, these dogs are really beautiful. Okay, they feel so comfortable around people. They feel so safe. I see these dogs getting inside of malls, of the stores. People trying to pet them. People give them food. They get inside of the store when it's cold outside, and they live like with people outside right there, because people know that these dogs are safe and they're not dangerous, and the dogs are having the same feeling as well. They're not feeling scared of people around them because they know nobody gonna hurt them. Okay, so sterilizing is what we need here. Okay, and also we need to provide vaccination for these dogs, for example rabies, to make sure that these dogs not gonna make anyone else sick or not gonna make any other dogs sick. We just need to accept these dogs. They need to be living next to us and they have to feel safe around us, and no more killing dogs.
Hi everyone, welcome to Cheers to Your Life. This is your host Tiham. If you find yourself here, it is absolutely no accident. It means that you're ready to feel good and manifest a life beyond your wildest dreams. I'm so grateful you're listening to us right now, and we're going to spend this time together. Today we're going to talk about the 5 love languages. The idea of the 5 love languages was first expressed by Garrett Chapman in 1992 in his book The 5 Love Languages: How to Express Heartfelt Commitment to Your Mate. This book outlines the 5 general ways that romantic partners express and experience love. So if you haven't read the book, I highly recommend it. If you haven't done the test, I highly recommend it. You can simply Google it online. Let's make a challenge here. Let's all agree to the fact that by the end of next week, we will know the love language of the people we want to show love to. Whether to your colleagues, family members, friends, or a partner. There is something I came to acknowledge lately, is that you may believe that you're a very loving, caring individual. However, if you don't love people the way they want to be loved, they may still feel extremely unloved. I will repeat that again. If you don't love people the way they want to be loved, they may still feel extremely unloved. Now, how many of you know in your life that you tried your best to love someone, but they still feel loved and cared for and seen, and you're wondering how? I literally did everything. I tried my best and gave you everything I have, yet they still feel they don't really feel loved. It's fascinating, isn't it? This can happen everywhere, in the workplace, at home, with your partner, or with your friends. The reason I'm putting so much emphasis on this because if you do this exercise over the next week, I promise you it's gonna transform your relationships. I promise you it's gonna make birthdays easier. I promise you it will make day-to-day interaction a lot easier. And it will really change the quality and the depth of your relationships. Isn't that what we want? How many times you find yourself in a situation where someone you care about is going through a really tough time? Maybe someone lost a family member. Maybe they just lost their job. And you're wondering, how do I process this? And you're like, maybe I don't want to say anything about it because they really don't want to hear about it. Or maybe I will send them some flowers. And we do the most generic, basic thing, right? But if you knew their love language, you would know how they want to be approached in that situation. So here are the 5 love languages: words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, quality time, and act of service. There is something I want you to do. I want you to write down your 5 in your order. Be honest with yourself. Which one do you find most important to the least important? I'm going to put mine in order as well. My first one is words of affirmation. Because for me, when someone takes the time to tell me how they feel through words, it really touches my heart. It is the way I am words. Encouraging, powerful and empowering words, appreciation, gratitude, make me feel like I'm doing something valuable. But do I believe that I'm doing something valuable anyway? Yes. Do I feel proud of what I do every day? Most of the time. But when someone loves me back for what I love, I just fall in love more with what I'm doing, you know? So whenever you tell me something beautiful, it means the world to me. That's why I'm trying to give people back. This is not just about encouraging, giving empty flattering, or saying nice things in a generic way. Words of affirmation are clearly and carefully using words with these individuals. For them, words are the most important thing, so words can ruin them, or words can be wisdom, an invitation to a deeper connection. For this person, you could have made breakfast, cleaned the house, or even made lunch. However, what they want to hear is, how was your day? Oh, you've got that driving test tomorrow. Best of luck. I'm sure you'll make it. You've done an amazing job at that meeting. Congratulations. I just want to let you know how proud of you I am. I feel so lucky to have you. I am here if you need me. I want to help support you in a way I can. Something these people really appreciate is a note or a random text throughout the day to know that you're really thinking of them and they are in your mind. The thing that really upsets them is they don't really feel acknowledged for their efforts. And they don't feel seen for their hard work. Number 2, physical touch. And physical touch means comforting touch. It could be a hug in the morning, a kiss in the forehead, or holding hands while crossing the streets, putting your arm around someone else, and the playfulness that comes along with it as well. I think a lot of people feel disconnected from their partners because they don't really remember the last time they felt loved in that way. Number 3 is act of service. And this can be helping your friend moving, helping your mother with chores around the house, making your partner breakfast in bed. If that's your love language, invite people to help you and explain to them that this makes me feel like real friends. Number 4, quality time. That doesn't mean it's not important to me. It's just like there is a hierarchy here. Quality of time is not just hanging around. It's about creating the most beautiful experiences, making something out of nothing like a candle at dinner or having a deep conversation, playing. I don't like it when I'm out with someone and they're spending most of the time checking their phones or responding to messages. This makes me feel unimportant and unseen, and that's when my anxiety kicks in. Because I don't really want other people's time. I want their presence. I want their energy. I want them. Number 5 and finally, gifts. I love surprises and personalized gifts. One of the favorite gifts I have ever received is a ring with my name engraved inside of it. We were 6 girlfriends, and my best friend Hanan thought of gifting us rings with our names engraved inside of them, with one letter of the word family engraved next to our names, because that's who we are. When I received that gift, I was so touched. It was so personalized. And sometimes we think that this person already has everything they need, so you believe that receiving a gift from you is not something important. But no matter what the other person has, gift giving is still one of the ways to show love and appreciation to them. It might not be as important to you, but for the other person, it speaks their language. This act is crucial. I'd like to thank Gary Chapman again for writing the book, The 5 Love Languages. And I hope this helped you understand the nuance and subtlety behind them. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I really appreciate spending time with you, and I hope I always make you feel good.
Hi you guys! Thank you again for tuning in an hour off each Saturday, and in today's To Watch or Not to Watch, I'll be talking about one of my favorite comedy TV series, and that is The Good Place.
To watch or not to watch?
To call the show just good would be an understatement, believe me. And here's why you guys need to be watching this brilliant comedy series. Well, For starters, it's the most original comedy on TV. While there is no denying that we're in a golden age of television, a lot of modern sitcoms still sound familiar on paper and rarely shake up the status quo. The Good Place, however, manages to stand out from everything else currently on the airwaves. The premise alone is ripe with comedic possibilities, centering on a deeply flawed woman who accidentally ends up in a heavenly afterlife. The showrunners build up upon this unique setup with clever wordplay, an inventive environment, and an ongoing story that takes risks around every corner. For its wit and ambition, The Good Place earned widespread critical acclaim. I mean, I still wonder why it hasn't been nominated for a Primetime Emmy. But who cares? The show still rocks. Not to forget that this show is creator Michael Schur's filmography. Who is this Michael Schur? Well, he may not be a household name, but he should be given his remarkable resume with roots that go all the way back to Saturday Night Live as an SNL. Schur went on to become a writer and producer for The Office, and who doesn't know The Office? That's what she said, along with Craig Daniels. He also co-created Parks and Recreations, which is another mockumentary comedy series. He also scored another home run upon co-creating Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which won a Golden Globe for Best Television Series, Musical, or Comedy. He even co-worked an episode of Black Mirror. Now, with The Good Place, Schur has quite possibly turned in his magnum opus of comedy. Not to mention the lead actor Christian Bale and Ted Danson. There's not a weak link in this show's diverse ensemble, which includes William Jackson's Harper's Chidi, Jamila Jamil, Tahani, and Manny Jacinto's Jason. While the supporting cast plays off one another to perfection, the show primarily belongs to its two leads. Ted Danson's been doing consistently strong work in television for well over 40 years. As Michael, the architect behind the titular Good Place, he delivers quite possibly his best comedic performance. Christian Bale, on the other hand, has continually won audiences over Sarah Marshall, Princess Anna, Veronica Mars, and so on. In The Good Place, Bale molds Eleanor Shellstrop into a compelling, relatable, and lovable protagonist despite her often questionable behavior. Well, I would say funny and complex. Likewise, it actually makes you think about philosophy. Sometimes the best comedies are the ones that don't always make you laugh but also make you think. While some may classify it as a sitcom, The Good Place can also be seen as a provocative piece of philosophical fiction. The show raises numerous questions about morality and ethics, as Eleanor and others strive to become better versions of themselves. Well, perhaps the greatest argument raised is what makes a person good and what makes a person bad. Well, what a question, right? It will lead you to an existential crisis, you guys. Given the complexity of human nature, can people really be split into just two groups? The fact that none of the characters here are perfect makes this train ride all the more thought-provoking. And most importantly, let us not forget about the twist. With each episode concluding on a cliffhanger, The Good Place has no shortage of game-changing twists. And the writers saved the best for Chapter 13. I mean, even if you've never seen the show, you probably already heard that the Season 1 finale has a jaw-dropping ending. Nobody really saw it coming, myself included. I mean, I won't dare spill the big revelation in this segment, you guys, but let's just say that it ingeniously brings everything full circle. Personally, after seeing the episode, you'll want to go back and rewatch the first season with a new perspective. The best part about this twist is that it opens the doors for countless possibilities, which makes season 2 even more unpredictable and binge-worthy. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, this as I mentioned earlier, but this TV show is really, really, really worth the time and you'll love it. So give it a shot and let's meet up again next week and to watch or not to watch.
To watch or not to watch?
The 2022 United States election are ongoing set of elections that are mainly held on November the 8th, 2022. During this midterm election year, all 435 seats in the House of Representatives and 35 of the 100 seats in the Senate will be contested. 39 state and territorial gubernatorial elections, as well as numerous other state and local elections, will be contested. The results will determine the 118th United States Congress. This will be the first election affected by the redistricting that followed the 2020 census. Have a great weekend, everyone, and I'll see you next week.